When I walked into that home, I knew that I was dealing with a tremendously powerful evil force. Evil that doesn't always personify itself in a home like that. So I took a relic, it was only a second-class relic of Padre Pio, tight in my hand, and asked for his guidance with discernment in this home. As I walked throughout the house with my husband, Ed, I remember walking into the front room, and in that room I could see what appeared to me to look like bodies all wrapped, all in a line. And I thought, oh my God, how awful, how awful, how awful. And I remember holding that relic tight in my hand and just saying a little prayer to myself. And then they asked if I would go on to the second floor. So I started to go up the stairs. It was frightening. It was intimidating. I said, I hope this is as close to hell as I'll ever get. I went into Missy's room, and I'm looking at furniture there, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that some of that furniture belonged to the DeFeo family. And I thought, oh my God, just a frightening feeling, like you're looking over your shoulder. It felt like whatever was there was just totally taking over my mind, and so that it was hindering what I was there to do, which was to discern and investigate. I left that room and went across the hall. I stood there looking at that mirrored tile wall, and I sat on the bed. I sat on the bed where Mr. and Mrs. DeFeo were shot to death. I realized I was in a home that was kind of like the ultimate in the personification of evil. Something that would affect you on your weakest, most vulnerable level. Anybody, wouldn't matter who you were. And it was a battle to keep your peace in that home, because what was there could break you down so easily. So easily you could be broke down in that house. Then Ed said to me, will you walk down in the basement? Will you, honey? Will you go down into the basement area with me? And when I went down there, I realized that Ronnie DeFeo was involved in some very evil stuff.
I was in the basement of that house, and I don't remember seeing any big red rooms or anything else. I know there was a little storage closet under the staircase, but other than that, the basement wouldn't be any more irregular than most normal basements.
I can't blame Ronald DeFeo. I can't blame him, because I feel that he was vulnerable in some way. Was it drugs? Was it alcohol? Was it a combination of both? Was it his whole state of mind? Was it his relationship with his father? It was a combination of everything that makes you vulnerable. And at that time, you can be used. He was used. Maybe he wasn't all to blame.
I was told afterwards from the investigation that the oldest son who did the murders had tried to extort money from his father in a previous episode and had a loaded gun and put the gun to his father's head to try and coerce him to give him some money. The father refused, and Ronald Jr. pulled the trigger. The gun did not go off, and his father found religion, which is understandable.
The Amityville house was the most haunted house we were ever in.
Was never in that house when the seances were being held and where these, what do they call them, parapsychics came in to check for evil spirits and everything else. There's another thing I don't believe in, not wholeheartedly anyway.
Well, my gut reaction to the idea of ghosts and houses being haunted is that I just don't believe that there are such things as haunted houses and ghosts. I keep saying that I have been more intimate with the family, having performed all of the autopsies, and I have never been spooked.
What caused the family to be murdered? What caused another family to flee?
The only one who has the answer to the mystery is Ronnie DeFeo. Whether or not he'll ever come clean and give us the whole story, who's to say? He may not. We'll never know.
The best protection that the devil has is a skeptical public.